Hey y'all, it's your boy Tucson, and we're here with my master, as y'all know, Arrogant Tay.
Hey.
And we're gonna talk a little bit about nourishing your greatness.
Okay,
Greatness.
nourish that
Nourishing
hair.
your greatness.
Greatness.
Woo! We're gonna do a little Q&A, question and answer. Play a little game.
Yeah, get ready for your podcast. So.
Please, on the way. Okay, first question. How long you been doing hair?
So I've been doing hair since I was like 11, 12 years old. And shit, and I'm now 27, so you just round that up.
Okay.
You know?
Or round down.
No.
Who's your first muse? Like, who's the first person who's like, okay, you can do hair besides the baby dolls?
It was most definitely the baby dolls. But my muse was all my mom, friends, kids, and my cousins.
Okay, so would they just like do my hair, or you just like?
No, they was like my mannequin heads. So I would sit them down and play in their hair. But I'd really be, you know, really laying their hair though.
You ever put like a ball spot on somebody's shit? Like, let me get a ball spot.
No.
Never?
No.
Not
like
once.
instantly?
Like a little ball spot, like?
No, I feel like when girls who wear like a lot of ponytails, you can get a bald spot in the middle of your head.
No, I'm saying like you ever did somebody's hair and it was just like, you like, fuck that.
No, I never put on bald spots.
I didn't know. I just put it on, so I was like,
Yeah, and they should have sued you.
no, they didn't know. Who was your first celebrity client?
My first celebrity client was Portia Williams from Housewives of Atlanta. And I did her hair for Steve Harvey's show in Chicago.
What's your favorite African Pride product?
The pre-shampoo is my favorite.
Why is that your favorite?
Cause I just love how it just detangles the hair. Like, I just like when I'm like, when I put it on the hair and I like brush through it, it just be looking, it's just so soft and just jelly, and I just love it. Oh, and the smell, you know, you smell the aloe vera in there, like it's just perfect. And the texture of it, I love the texture of it.
Okay, African.
African pride.
Nah, it's not.
And you need to face it back to the front, cause you.
It is.
No, it's not. You have the back of it showing. They need to read the product. There we go. Yup.
Get you some. Okay, so when you did Portia hair, like what did you do to her hair?
I did this like side part where like these curls, like when I was in Chicago, I was doing these signature curls, and it was like flawless curls. So it was like I had to do that on her because I knew my girl was about to be on TV, so I wanted my shit to shine on TV.
Oh, so you said this is what I'm doing on you, or she decided that this is what she.
It was kind of what she recommended, but I did it in my way, you know.
So when you did her hair, that was a big opportunity for you. So then, how did that lead to like other opportunities?
So I used to always just say like I wanted to do celebrity. I wanted to be a celebrity hair stylist, and a lot of my clients would speak it for me. So it was like once I had that experience with her for the Steve Harvey show, I was like, this is what I want to do. So that's when I like left everything in Chicago. I packed up and I just moved to Atlanta, walked out on faith, and it was like as soon as I got there, within like 2-3 months, like shit just started taking off, like. And I was so scared because I'm like, damn, I'm leaving all my clients, I'm leaving money behind. But I took the risk, and now look at me.
So she reached out to you? Like how did she reach out to you?
So she came in town, and I think her manager or somebody put up a post and was saying like, Portia needs a hairstylist in Chicago. And it was like, everybody. This like the whole Chicago just start like tagging me under the post. And I had a feeling every time I get these big feelings, I'm like, they gonna reach out. And as soon as I open my Instagram, I had a message from him like, what's your contact? Portia wants her hair done. I was like, what?
Okay. So you did it for free, or you did it like?
I think I got paid for it, but you know.
Okay, shit, it was an opportunity.
Okay. Whether it was for free or not, I was doing it.
So being that you was from Chicago, you came to Atlanta, you know, Atlanta tough. How did you like build your shit in Atlanta?
So I had a cousin here named Tata, and she was going to Clark Atlanta, and she was like becoming popular, and she knew like a lot of she was like close with a lot of popular like influencers at the time in Atlanta, and then plus having a lot of friends, a lot of college friends. So like she kind of like helped me, you know, with doing her friends here, and I feel like I was kind of one of the first hairstylists in Atlanta that kind of start doing like the wigs and making them look natural, because I was like adding a baby hair to them, and like not everybody have baby hair, so to see like baby hair on the wig and it look natural, it was like damn. So, and I also met this girl out here named Miss Hollywood Posh, and she was like, I knew her from looking at her page from in Chicago, and then when I moved to Atlanta, I hit her up like, hey, I live in Atlanta, I want to, you know, be your hairstylist. I reached out to her, we linked up, I did her hair, I became her hairstylist, and it was like she was popular, and then everybody that she knew and seeing how good, you know, she was looking and stuff, so they started reaching out to me, and it just like took off, and that's when I first started working with K. Michelle for like 2 years. And yeah, it just took off.
So being that you have a lot of clients, you do damn near everybody's shit. What how long do it take you to do like a head?
So I don't spend no more than 2 hours on the head. And it's probably not even 2 hours. It's probably like, sometimes it can be 40 minutes, it can be an hour and a half. But I'm never spending no longer than 2 hours on someone's head.
And then what's like your favorite hairstyle to do?
I love a bone straight middle part.
Okay, talking about butt.
I love that bone straight middle part. It just do something to me.
Especially if it's black.
Yes, the jet black. Even with color, like the bone straight middle part is like always a go-to.
What's like something that, okay, you did somebody here, something just went wrong, like just like the hair disaster, like a worst hair disaster?
Probably when I kind of first started, it was probably blending the lace with the skin tone to look natural. Like I done had my times where I probably didn't blend it to perfection, but I learned from it.
Also like the lace.
Cause you know, like sometimes the lace can like, especially with transparent lace, like transparent lace is very white and it's like thick. So you have to do a lot of tinting for it to blend with the skin tone versus it being the HD lace where it just melts. But yeah, so I had to teach myself how to do that, cause it was one mistake with, I think, a certain celebrity client I did, and I don't know if it was a carpet photo or something, but it was like noticeable, and it like ate me up so bad, like.
Oh, so the lace was darker than that skin.
It was either darker or too white, but I learned from it though, and it just made me like go harder, you know.
The lace and like
it was that lace for sure.
Like screen door.
Yeah.
So what is like your self-care routine, like a daily self-care like?
So my self-care is making sure that I always get a massage when I'm home, because from always traveling, and I just love like having time to myself to kind of relax, because I'm always on my feet, and I feel like I don't get a lot of rest because my mind is always racing. But my self-care is making sure I get a massage, make sure I get my nails and toes done, make sure I have my hair cut, I gotta keep my hair dyed. Making sure I meditate. I love taking long hot baths, like bubble baths like that. Like I love just.
That's a little challenge.
It's not childish. It's my peace. Like I'll be in a bathroom in a tub by myself in some warm water, like hot water, not warm. And it's just like that's the time to myself that I meditate to where I can think correctly and
But I feel like the bubbles will distract you.
No, it's not. If there's no bubbles in the water, I'm not meditating. I need to see them bubbles.
What is something that you live by, like a quote, like something that you always tell yourself?
Keep going, stay focused, and don't think negative, because I always think negative sometimes. Because it used to be bad, but I kind of doubt myself a lot, and I know that a lot of people like kind of look up to me and be like, "You're so perfect, you so good," but sometimes I don't see what people see, so I kind of beat myself up sometimes. But I just always tell myself, keep going and keep a positive mindset.
So if you could tell your younger self something, like anything, what would it be?
To keep going and stay focused. 'Cause I feel like when I was younger, I was always a little distracted, because I feel like when I was younger, I was too busy trying to grow up too fast. Because I was not hot, but it was like I wanted to be an adult so fast, because I was always hanging around like older people, and like I just wanted to be like, grown. So I wish I kind of would have like kind of slowed down and been like a kid instead of trying to be so mature. But to most definitely keep going for sure.
What is like some of your like music that you listen to, like to keep your mind?
Well, if you know me, you know that I love R&B. Like R&B is like music to my soul. Like I can be going through something so bad, and when I go listen to music, it's like my therapy. Like especially music that you can relate to, that's just like that you got in common with, like the words and the rhythm,
like more so old school.
Well, it's like mixture. Like the early 2000s, some of the 90s. But it's like music, R&B music is very therapeutic for me.
How did you like adjust to being like the instant popularity, or was it instant? Like being popular, was it just like?
So I'm a very like shy person, and I don't like a lot of attention. 'Cause like a lot of attention gives me like a lot of anxiety. So like years ago, like when I would get too much attention, I would kind of like, I would freeze up. And it was like, I remember like when I first started doing classes on wigs, and it was like, I had like 20 or 50 people in my first, I think it was like 50 people in my first class. And like, I just remember standing up in front of all them people who was screaming and saying how much they love me. And I was like, I was shaking and sweating so bad, because I didn't know how to deal with, I like had anxiety because I didn't know how to deal with that so much attention in one room and focused all on me. So I would like freeze up, and I didn't like it. And I couldn't really speak, because I remember getting up in front of them speaking, and my mouth was just shaking and mumbling. And it was like, I was so nervous. But over time and over the years, and the more popular I got, the more I had to be in front of a camera, which I didn't like, but I had to adjust to it. And it's like, I feel like I got way better, because now I can speak.
So what do you do, like take deep breaths, or?
I feel like it's flowing natural for me now. Like,
you know? Made for this.
Not made for it, but it was something I had to adjust to and get used to by me being who I am.
Right. So what is something that you would tell like inspiring hairstylists like that want to? Oh, I want to be like arrogant when I grow up. What would you tell them? Like, what would you tell them? Like the steps to do? Like,
the steps I would tell them is to never give up, because when you're a hairstylist and when something go wrong, you will kind of feel like you want to give up when you feel like you're not where you want to be. And so I always encourage people to keep going and never give up. You gotta like keep going and keep working at it. And I always tell people, the more you do something, the better you become at it. Cause it's like, I can like, when I first taught myself how to like curl and cut, like I used to always be like, okay, like I know the more I do something, the better I become at it. Even when I was in Paul Mitchell, when they was like, cause I kind of went in there thinking I knew everything, cause I learned like, cause you know Paul Mitchell is like a Caucasian school, and they teach you different shit that you kind of was brought up on, and like, especially in a black community, like it's a little different. So what I learned from being around my mom and my cousins and my aunt that did hair, like it was way different when I got to Paul Mitchell, because it was like I learned how to really cut, and I learned how to use professional products to color hair. And it was just like, when I remember in school they was teaching me how to finger wave, and I kept doubting myself, like I don't know how to finger wave, like, and I used to get so upset. But my teacher, Natalie at Paul Mitchell, she was always like teaching me, she like, you're gonna get it, and we did it every day until I got it. And I was like, you know, you just gotta keep going. The more you do something, the better you're gonna become at it.
so what would you tell like an up and coming stylist that want to like better their craft? What would you tell them to invest in?
Invest into like the right tools and products, because you can't really like master and perfect something if you don't have like the right tools and products. Cause like I got my certain tools that I use that I'm comfortable with, that I know that I'm able to like slay with. So it's like, make sure you got like a good flat iron, cause that's very important. Hot comb, you know, your rat tail combs for parting, and you know. Oh, and a good curling iron. Oh my God, that you have to have like a good ceramic curling iron, because if you don't, them curls ain't gonna be smooth. And I know a lot of people kind of like learned how to curl with like using a flat iron, but sometimes I feel like a flat iron where you put like creases in the hair. But a ceramic curler gonna smooth it out and have you flowy and just perfect.
So who is like the one celebrity that you just dream like, I can't wait to do their hair? Like I dream of doing their hair.
It's a few, actually. It's not just one. And you know what's crazy? Because some of the ones that was on my list are already like did or do. Like Nikki, Tiana Taylor. When I worked with Tiana, I really wanted to work with her, and I spoke. Even with K. Michelle, like I remember when I watched K. Michelle on Love Me Hip Hop, and I just loved her so much. And I used to always be like, I want to do her hair. End up doing her hair, spoken into existence. With Tiana, and now with Nikki. And it's like two people that I really want to do is Rihanna and Beyonce. Like those is like my main two that I really want to do.
So boom, Beyonce call you, I want you to do my hair. Hey Beyonce, I want you to do my hair. Ooh. But I want you to pick the style. What style you giving Beyonce?
Some color. Cause you know what, Beyonce always have like her signature hair color, like her honey blondes and her browns. But I just feel like if she like mixed it up a little bit with like some colors, like I feel like that would set the bar, like for real. Like Beyonce is a fire color. Okay. Besides like her blonde, I love her blondes. Like that's like her, that's perfect for her. But some color on her.
What color?
I can kind of see her with like a deep burgundy color with like red, like lighter red tones, or even just like a bright color, like either like a neon green or.
Oh, Beyonce?
Yes, like you gotta like if I'm doing it, it's gonna look good and natural. It's not gonna look crazy. Like we can do it for a video or something, like a photo shoot, like just like step out the box.
Neon green, though, Beyonce?
Yes, like neon green.
Now I can see like a bright red.
Yeah, but red is the red. I feel like reds is the more in like the natural families, cause like, you know, reds and blondes is like those are always people go-tos, but some color, not everybody gonna try color.
Okay, what hairstyle you giving Rihanna?
Her too, some color. But Rihanna, you can really have fun with her, because if you look at Rihanna, she always like the way her cuts be, her cuts and her styling, like it's all just dope and fly shit. So it's like you can do anything on Rihanna and like it's gonna like set the bar.
But not on Neon for Beyonce.
Y'all not seeing my vision, so you don't know it, but what I'm visioning.
Come on, B, you getting Neon.
What I'm visioning, I can see it like very choppy, layered up, and it can be bone straight middle part with like a cup layer. Like you just never know. That should be so fly on her.
I mean, if you doing it.
Right, like come on.
Give me a little Neon. So what's next for Arrogant Tay?
So what's next for me is I want to open up my first salon. And I know it's like long overdue, but I just feel like I'm not completely ready to take on them responsibilities. But I'm now 27 and I want to have my shit all the way together before I turn 30. And you know, I just want to like open up my first salon. I want one in Chicago, New York, like all the big cities. And then like, I just want to be like a worldwide brand. Like I want people in just all over the whole entire world to know who I am and, you know, look up to me and, you know, keep influencing like people. But I got some shit coming soon. Y'all just gonna have to stay tuned for it, you know, cause it's lit.
Okay, y'all, there you have it, a little Q&A with Tucson and Arrogant Tay.
Hey.
This video is sponsored by African Pride, and don't forget to nourish your greatness.
Yeah, nourish that greatness.
Got to.
Nourish
your greatness.
Yeah, nourish your greatness. I love y'all. Thank you.